Well, that's all, friend. She's on vacation tomorrow. Sasha Gromova said with a happy smile when the girls were having coffee during lunch break. I'm not going anywhere. I'll blissfully bore by the TV, so drop by. I have jam and extras. Tasty. If you bring a cake, I won't be upset. Silence. Valia called again. Then she knocked loudly. She doubted if her friend was at home, but they had definitely agreed to meet, and she sighed with relief, hearing quiet footsteps. The door swung open, but it wasn't Sasha on the threshold, but a short, skinny granny about 70 years old. The old woman looked at the girl with interest and amiability for a few seconds, then asked loudly, "Who are you?" "I'm Valia." "Is Sasha at home?" The girl was surprised. Her friend hadn't told her she lived with her grandmother. "Sasha is not here yet." "Speak up, granddaughter. I can hardly hear you." The old woman replied, turned around and waved her hand, inviting her to follow. Valia shrugged slightly, took off her shoes in the hallway, but didn't go to the kitchen with her grandma. She went to the room, looking around with interest. It was very cozy here. Bright curtains with small flowers, blooming orchids on the windowsills. The couch is draped with a bright yellow blanket, which made it seem like there was even more sun here than outside. But most of all, Valia was impressed by the photographs.
Crashy.
Lots of old photos on the wall. They were framed and without. Women, men, children looked from them. Someone was laughing. Someone was frowning, but everyone's faces were kind, open. You could look at them for a long time, imagining who they were and who they were in real life. Probably, Sasha's grandmother was also among them, but Valia could not find her. "This is all our dear Sasha's family, and here I am." The girl heard the loud old voice and followed the grandmother's hand. Valia saw a young, beautiful woman, trustingly leaning her shoulder against a tall, imposing man, apparently her husband. "Oh, there's no one left in this world," the old woman's voice trembled. "Only me and Sasha." Valia thought that Sasha had never talked about his parents, and it turns out she is an orphan. Terrible. The girl saw a big bowl of water and crumpled newspapers on the windowsill. Valia understood that the old woman was washing the windows. Strange. Why not Sasha? Is her friend really dumping all the housework on her old granny? "Let me help you. It's no trouble for me." Valia spoke loudly, and without waiting for a reply, got to work. There were only 3 windows in the apartment, so the girl managed quite quickly. Plus, she didn't notice how time flew. On the day called Grandma Gertruda Ilyinichna, simply Baba Gerta. She told Valia that she was a secretary in her youth
Oh, someone's
in the
coming.
organization at the big factory. That's where we met my husband. Grandma Gerda fondly remembered how they organized different concerts with other kids, helped the young foolish lads
Find the correct
families
pair.
preserved their way in life if husband or wife looked to the left, or they started drinking, and they managed to help the aimless and save families, because everyone did it from the heart, conscientiously. Also, Grandma Gerta told about Sasha's parents. They were very good people, worked as geologists, died 11 years ago. The helicopter carrying their group crashed in the taiga. The old woman wiped her tear-shining eyes and fell silent, lowering her grey head. Sasha Valia did not wait, and the friend's phone did not answer. Having some tea with Grandma and eating some sausage. After a very tasty cake, Valia went home, promising Grandma Gerda to definitely come the next day, because she did not see Sasha. Alexander Chernov came home late this Saturday evening. In the morning, he had a fight with his girlfriend and deliberately did not call her. Maria also kept silent. She couldn't understand why Sasha didn't buy her the cute fluffy puppy she found on the internet, and which I really wanted to brag about physics. As farts like Ritka, her classmate. For some reason, Sasha didn't rush to fulfill her desire, but asked if she was ready to take responsibility, harboring an animal, which will grow in a year and will not be so funny, but a grown-up dog that needs to be walked, brought up, and most importantly, loved. Varia, without much thought, replied that, Well, if it gets boring, she will give it to the shelter, and there's someone will take it. Well, or they will put it to sleep. There is no problem. She wanted this living toy so much that she got angry at Sasha, called him boring and greedy, and put him out of the door. The guy was in a bad mood, so he went to a friend's place outside the city and got stuck there until late in the evening. He turned off the phone, didn't want to talk to Varya, whom he had been dating for a couple of weeks, but only now realized how reckless and cruel she is. When Sasha came home, the grandmother told him that a wonderful girl, Valia, had visited him. I helped her clean the windows and treated her with a cake I baked myself. They left a piece for Sasha too. The guy didn't understand at first, but then he figured it out. Granny, maybe not Valia, but Varya? The grandmother pondered and shrugged. Maybe I've gone completely deaf, but the girl is just too good. You should have gotten married, my soulmate, and you would have a housewife. Look, I might have lived to see my great-grandchildren. I really want to cuddle your kids. Sasha laughed, hugged and twirled Grandma around the room. He was very pleased that Varya turned out not to be as empty-headed as he thought about her today. Probably he just didn't understand her. Turns out she was worried. She came to his house herself, and she's not bad at all. She's really cool. He didn't call Vara anymore. It was late, but he'll go and buy her that puppy tomorrow. Let the girl be happy. She deserves it. The next morning, Sasha rushed to Vara, but first he called the dog's owner. Good thing the girl had given him her number. He stopped by a vet pharmacy on the way. I bought some food. He got everything necessary for the puppy and took it, settling it in a brand new pet carrier. Then he thought and bought a lilac bouquet from a grandmother at the bus stop. Sasha had to ring the door of Varya's apartment several times. Finally, it swung open and a sleepy girl peeked out. So, decided to apologize? She asked unhappily, seeing the lilac. You could have bought roses. Varenka, I think I didn't understand you at all yesterday, but you turned out to be completely different. My grandmother really liked it. She's good at understanding people. And your cake? It's great when a girl can cook. In general, you surprised me. In a good way. It's a pity you didn't wait for me. I'm such a fool. I turned off my phone. What? Varya frowned. Which granny? I can't stand cooking, and I'm not going to live with your relatives. Keep this in mind, by the way, when you're going to propose to me. And I wasn't waiting for anyone. What else? Sasha froze. For some reason, he didn't feel like making up with Varya at all. He put the girl's grey in his hands and went down the stairs. Hey, where are you going? Who's going to apologize? The girl shouted after him, but Sasha did not turn around. He got into his car and wondered who had come to him yesterday. He no longer has any female friends named Varya, or maybe Valya. The guy shook his head. He doesn't have any friends named Val either. He scratched his nape and then heard a quiet whining. Sasha didn't take him with him, wanted to surprise Vara, but couldn't. Now he definitely won't give her the puppy. We'll have to take it home. It will be a friend. Going up to his second floor, Sasha thought that his grandmother would not object to the puppy. She loved dogs very much, always remembered Richie, a very intelligent, loyal dog, who lived with her and Grandpa Pete for nearly 18 years. Sasha remembered him well too, even though he was still a child. Remembering his childhood with a smile, the young man opened the door to the apartment and unexpectedly heard a ringing girlish laughter, light and very sincere. Sasha went into the kitchen and saw his favorite grandmother and an unfamiliar girl there. They were talking about something obviously fun. Seeing Sasha, Grandma Gerta exclaimed, Well, finally, Sasha, we've missed you. Who is this you have? Sasha did not answer his grandmother. He was looking into the huge surprised eyes of the stranger, reddening with laughter, and he could not look away. The girl was not a beauty. She was just pleasant, so nice that it seemed to him as if he had known her for a very long time. Maybe he made her up and she came? Are you Sasha? Valya asked unclearly. But I was waiting for my friend Sasha. Sorry. The embarrassed girl got up from the table. I must have got the address wrong. Valya took out a piece of paper with an address from her jeans pocket and gave it to Grandma Gerta. The old woman read it and nodded. Definitely got it wrong. You needed house 64, but ours is 64A. The thing is, these two houses were built very close to each other. It resulted in 4 entrances, 2 in each house. Those who don't know always get confused. I just think She cunningly smiled, looking at the stunned grandson and the confused girl. You've come rightly. That's how it was needed. We really liked your cake. Right, Sasha? In a few minutes, Valya and Grandma Gerta were affectionately fondling a fluffy puppy with black beady eyes. And Sasha looked at them and was very grateful to the builders whose fault this confusion happened. Mickey, that's what they called the puppy, and the kitten Vaska have become quite friends. Of course they have to live together now, because Alexander Chernov proposed to Val just a week later, and Grandma Gerta joyfully blessed them. As for Sasha Gromova, she completely forgot about her friend's visit the very next day. Leaving her television alone, she ran off to her older sister in the capital. Vacation after all. Thank you all for listening. Subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate a like under the video. See you again.